Big 12 basketball referees stink. That applied yesterday. It applies today. It'll apply Saturday and Monday. And every day after that, they are bad. Let's start Super Tuesday there. Cincinnati got screwed. End of the game. This is different than TCU, where there was a minute to go and TCU had a chance to win it still against Kansas on a bad call, flagrant call. You all remember that from Saturday. Well, in this situation, Texas walks, pretty obviously walks, and then hits a game winner to beat Cincinnati. In that, the officials took the game out of Cincinnati's hands, gave Texas an extra step, and UT wins at Cincinnati. Is there an asterisk beside it? No, the referees are bad for everyone. The referees screwed BYU. The referees also screwed Baylor. The referees screwed West Virginia and Kansas State and made that game almost unwatchable. I hate watching Big 12 basketball officials ruin Big 12 basketball. That's going to apply all year. Best conference in America that is ruined by bad officiating. And you know what's crazy? Can I be honest? Because somebody like, well, every conference says it has bad officials. I don't remember 2 weeks ago complaining too much. I mean, I was watching a lot of college basketball then, and most of the neutral games that I watched was fine. Now we're having monumental calls or missed calls that are deciding games or just making them not very fun. That applies to the Big 12 a lot. How are these officials good 2 weeks ago in the non-conference regular games? And now they're bad because they're Big 12 refs. The Big 12 refs are bad. Houston, welcome to the Big 12. You went on the road against an unranked team. It's going to be easy work. Iowa State, You were held to 53 points. What's great? Your defense. What's not great? I guess your offense. But Iowa State, according to shot quality, is number one in America in defense. Welcome to the Big 12. You don't get to play East Carolina on the road anymore. You have to go play at Iowa State. And guess what? 57-53. If you're not going to be able to show up with more offense than that, you're going to lose a lot of Big 12 basketball games. Then you got to go on the road against TCU, who's dangerous. And Texas Tech's already won on the road against Texas. Then you get UCF at home. Easier. At BYU, those guys can shoot, or at least claimed they could shoot. Houston loses. It's not like a ha thing. I'm not like, oh, yeah, I'm rooting against Houston actively. Though Houston fans have been cockier than most fan bases in saying that their team is the best team in the Big 12 and they're going to dominate and it's going to be fine. And I know that's not every Houston fan, but I've had enough of the comment section like, Houston's not getting enough respect on this show. All right. I just figured something like this would happen, and it did. BYU. I tweeted this out and deleted the tweet because I have to explain it. I have to unpack it. You cannot live and die by the three. And somebody's like, oh, well, BYU didn't live and die by the three in this game. And I could see how you got to that conclusion. I could see that because Baylor shot about the same amount of three-pointers as BYU did. It's not like one team was just jacking them up. BYU went 9 for 24. The problem is BYU doesn't have a ton of scoring outside of the three-pointer. BYU doesn't have a ton of options outside of that. Even when they shoot 49%, make 26 field goals, it never felt like BYU got into an offensive rhythm. And then the defense is not good enough to compete for a Big 12 championship. I think BYU's turning around, looking around, going, oh, we were really good at shooting the three-pointers, and that was like a thing we could lean on. But now that we can't, what do we do? What do we do? It's going to take some time to figure that out. I think BYU is going to take some time to figure that out. 81-72, the final. BYU is up by 6 at halftime against Baylor. Hate the camera angle. Almost as much as the officiating, which made this game unwatchable in the last 4 minutes. Hate the camera angle. I can't look at the top of players' heads. And then Baylor's on offense the last couple of possessions. I think it was Langston Love hits a big three. And I'm waiting to see I want to see the crowd's reaction. If you watch this game, you saw it. The camera's so darn zoomed in. All you can see is the first row of seats, and the seats are empty. It's the parents section, the bright yellow empty seats where the parents are supposed to sit, and nobody's there. I don't know. This game just made me upset. BYU, again, 12-3. When you got coaches that are slamming water bottles into your own radio team's face, here's what I did like about BYU. This was not like I've been there. I've been a Provo, you knew that, and I've seen BYU do stuff. It's usually pretty buttoned up and nice and kind. This was not a very kind basketball team. This basketball team had some moxie. It had an edge. It was frustrating. It frustrated Baylor fans. They were like, oh, these dudes are punks. And that I like. I think if the rest of the conference looks at BYU and says, these dudes are punks, that's kind of cool. I know it's, may not fit the brand. I think it's kind of cool. Because then It's not even like punk isn't derogatory. You have moxie, you have swagger. You made Baylor fans not like BYU. You're creating rivalries by having an edge, even in a game that you lose. I think that's a good thing. And I'm glad that we didn't see this perceived notion that BYU is just sit on their hands, be nice, be sweet. Who cares? We just, at the end of the day, don't care about winning as much as we do this higher, bigger mission. And I know that's probably the case, underlying case, but BYU still was frustrating. And I like that. I've outscored 48-33 in the second half. That's bad. Cincinnati, nuts and bolts. You got screwed. I can't, they played well. I guess Texas is good or whatever. I don't believe it. The West Virginia, you and Oklahoma State are going to have to figure out the coaching situation, man. I don't know what to do with West Virginia. Can you be good? Is there a way to salvage this season? I don't think so. And that sucks. It just sucks that you have to go through this because I think West Virginia basketball fans are some of the best fans in the Big 12. And that's like West Virginia. It is the thing. What is the one thing to do in West Virginia? It's college sports. And growing up in Arkansas, it was like that for me. And I respect and appreciate when that is the aura around a program. And it's what it is at West Virginia. And I hate that you have to lose like this. It makes me sad. Sorry, West Virginia. You'll get it. You'll find your way, or I guess, hopefully. 81-67. Kansas State's good. Referees made this game unwatchable. What is new? Texas Tech over Oklahoma State. What a lock of the day. 90-73, though. Didn't see that coming. 90 points for Oklahoma State. You gave him 90 points. I like Grant McCasland. He's 2-0 in Big 12 play. Look at that. Jerome Tang, 2-0. Grant McCasland, 2-0. Scott Drew 2-0. Talk about the Baylor tree, the Scott Drew tree that's taking over the Big 12. I think Oklahoma State should just hire John Jacobs or Alvin Brooks III or some other bench coach for Baylor. Everybody should hire Baylor assistants so they can start winning. 6-0 combined record for Baylor assistants or Baylor Scott Drew coaching tree guys in conference play. At 90-73, very impressed with the Tech offense. I think it's a Tech team. It's going to be a little more dangerous than everybody else thought. 13-2 is good. Rank them, you cowards. Rank them. Kansas State's crawling back toward the rankings as well. Cincinnati hurt their shot with a loss to Texas. Texas will stay in the rankings. Baylor will move up at 14. I think BYU eventually will leave the rankings, and Iowa State should make it back in. I think the Big 12 could make a legitimate case for 6 or 7 ranked teams. Not 6 or 7, 8. 8 ranked teams. Yep, that's right. I know it's a nuts number. But they can make a case for 8 of them. That's the case that I'm going to make, is that we should get 8. Then today, Kansas at UCF and Oklahoma at TCU, which are another 2 ranked teams. That's okay. Kansas 1, Oklahoma's 2, Houston 3, BYU 4, Baylor 5, Texas 6. Yeah, 8 teams is reasonable. Come on, man. 2 more. Iowa State, Texas Tech, Kansas State, somebody, right? Come on. Super Tuesday was super. It was fun. I just hate that whooping refs, man. Gosh. Coming up, the NCAA 14 video game or 25 video, whatever it is, 24, whatever it is coming out, or is it not? You've been lied to by a lot of people. This is Locked On Big 12, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is the first place I go when I want to make money. Last night, I had a parlay. LSU moneyline. They were playing Vanderbilt. Auburn moneyline at home against Texas A&M. And Texas Tech moneyline. They were at home against Oklahoma State. That was plus 109. So $100 will win you $109. And guess what I did? I went to FanDuel and said, here's my $100. And FanDuel said, here's $109. Let's start making back the money that we lost. On Washington. So today, FanDuel, there's no time. You can't wait. There's no reason to waiting. NFL season is wrapped up. The regular season, that is. The playoffs are here, and you can bet on them. $150 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place a $5 money line bet. $150 in bonus bets, win or lose. Live same game parlays. Find best bets in the new Explore tab. Make a parlay in the Parlay Hub and more. FanDuel.com/locked on. Make your first bet a layup. FanDuel, official sports betting partner of the NFL.